Hi everyone. So just quickly before I start, I've chosen gold, but many of the issues discussed tonight are involved with other extractive industries. But I do want to let you know there are some pretty graphic images, so if you do feel uncomfortable at any time, you can leave, not a problem. Please don't all leave. AK Ed, don't know where you are, but we can go. So gold, jewellery, whether worn demurely like young Hepburn or all out like Mr. T, many of us like a little bling. Much of is your liking for this lucrative material that you might have a golden throne of your own. And many of us sit on a small fortune of gold as a smartphone resides in our pocket. Now I've realised without trying that I've displayed the good, the bad and the ugly of gold in one slide. But putting that aside, I'm going to go a little unorthodox with that saying tonight and do it in reverse if I may. I'm going to go for the ugly, the bad and the good. Now, gold mining can be divided into two. Broadly, large and small-scale mining. The first is corporate, mainly foreign-led. The second, domestic and rurally done. I'm going to be focusing this presentation on ASM, but quickly just to mention the relationship between the two. So the relationship is pretty unhealthy most of the time. It can vary from conflict to cooperative support, but as the two sides of the industry expand, more and more issues arise. So quickly to the map of the world, one for production and one for consumption. In the production, we see an enlarged Australia and West Africa, and in the consumption, we see a huge India and a very tiny South America. So this production map shows by the output rather than workforce. So artisanal and small-scale miners produce 10 to 15% of the world's gold, but make up to 90% of the workforce, with 20 million people choosing it as an income. So to the ugly, it's hard to differentiate between the ugly and the bad because many of these issues. So I've used this saying as a structure and rather than a scale of severity. So first we go over to, when it comes, to Indonesia, to a 4-year-old girl working a sluice box. In Indonesia, child labour is illegal but rampant, like many countries where ASM exists. Child miners risk bad health implications, death, and critically miss out on an education. Mercury, a neurotoxin used ubiquitously in gold purification. This is Naima. She's 9 years old. She has hydrocephalus, causes severe disability and requires 24-hour care. She is one of many in the area with undefined illnesses caused by mercury toxification. Sadly, the joy on these children's faces as they play is tainted like the colour of the water that they play in. This has been caused by severe uranium toxification from gold waste. The bad, here we go to human exploitation, bad governance, low health and safety, and severe risks. We'll go first to Burkina Faso, where we have 27-year-old Ayoul, who's about to descend into a 50-metre mine. He has no hard hat, no goggles, no shoes. There are no ladders, guides, or assistance. You can calculate the risk for yourselves. This is a teen just coming up from a compressor mine, considered one of the most dangerous ways of mining for gold. We're back in Asia, and he was spent up to 2 hours at the bottom of a pit collecting ore into a sack and fed air through just that small pipe. To the Amazon, what is dubbed the Amazonian moonscape. Here, gold mining have blemished the land with craters where once stood lush rainforest. This has caused severe environmental toxification and deforestation. Many choose artisanal and small-scale mining as a source of income where others have failed, where harvests are failing, where cocoa trading has resulted in bankruptcy. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get my notes out. Mining brings practicality of a higher or perhaps more frequent cash flow and pays for education and healthcare. In the words of Estelle Levine, existentially, mining brings hope and dignity where chronic poverty has degraded a person's self-worth and social standing. But ASM offers great potential for development. Now, this presentation may have made you feel that this is a problem too big to solve, but we should look at it rather as an issue, as an opportunity to be harvested. And you as a consumer can play your part. Be informed, ask questions of your retailers, have confidence. International benchmarks such as Fair Mind or conflict-free accreditation or fair trade certification means purchasing gold can have positive effect. As I draw to a close, I ask that you think about the hands of those that the gold that you buy has touched. So think about the lives of those that have been touched, damaged, exploited, injured, assaulted, killed, or disabled. For me, it's all about the people and how you as a person can have a difference. I ask you to remember you do have power to cause change. There is power in numbers, so add your voice to the choir of those asking for it. I ask you to remember that not all that glitters is gold.